day everyone. Today I will discuss the farm tools in agricultural crop production. So, farm tools, implements, and equipment play a very important role in agricultural crop production. So, their availability makes the work much easier and faster. However, even if one may have the most sophisticated tools and implements but does not know how to use them, they are useless. In order to do crop production operations successfully, one must have a good working knowledge of the tools, implements, and equipment before using them. Hand tools. Hand tools are usually light and are used without the help of animals or machines. They are being used in performing farm activities which involve small areas like school garden and home garden. So example, bulo. Bolo is used for cutting tall grasses and weeds and chopping branches after. So the bolo is a cutting tool for tall grasses, weeds, and tree branches. So the next one we have the crowbar. So crowbar is used for digging big holes and for digging out big stones and taps. So the crowbar it is a tool for digging large holes and removing stones and stumps. Then the pig mattock is used for digging canals, breaking hard topsoils, and for digging up stones and tree stumps. So the pig mattock it is a versatile tool with both pointed peak and a flat blade. It is used for trimming purposes, digging canals, breaking up hard topsoils, and removing stones and tree stumps. So the grab hoe is used for breaking hard topsoil and pulverizing soil. So the grab hoe is a tool specifically designed for breaking hard topsoil and pulverizing soil into finer particles. So the next one we have the spade. So the spade it is used for removing dust or soils, digging canals or ditches and mixing soil media. So a spade it is a flat-bladed tool with a sharp edge, shown being used for multiple purposes including the removing dust or soil, digging canals or ditches, and mixing soil media. Then the next one we have the shovel. It is used in removing dust, digging low soil, moving soil from one place to another, and for mixing soil media. The shovel it is distinguished from a spade by its curved blade design. It is used for removing dust, digging low soil, transferring soil from place to place, and mixing soil media. Then the next one we have the rake. It is used for cleaning the ground and leveling the topsoil. So the rake it is a tool with multiple lines or prongs. It is used for two primary purposes: cleaning debris from the ground and leveling the topsoil to prepare for planting. So spading fork, it is used for loosening the soil, taking out root traps, and turning over the materials in a compost heap. So a spading fork, it is a fork like tools with long tines used for loosening soil, harvesting root traps, and turning compost. So the next one we have the light hoe. It is used for loosening and leveling soil and digging out furrow for planting. So it is a small hoe used for loosening and leveling soil and creating furrows or shallow trenches for planting seeds or seedlings. And then the next one we have the hand trowel. It is used for loosening the soil around the growing plants and putting small amounts of manure. So it is a small handled shovel like a tool used for loosening soil around plants and applying small amounts of fertilizer or mulch. Then the hand cultivator, it is used for cultivating the garden plot by loosening the soil and removing weeds around the plants. It is a small tool with multiple claws or tines used for loosening soil and removing weeds around the plants. So next one we have the hand fork. It is used for inter-row cultivation. So it is a small fork used for cultivating the soil between rows of plants or inter-row cultivation. Then the next one we have the pruning shears. It is for cutting branches of planting materials and unnecessary branches of plants. So the pruning shears, it is a shears specifically designed for cutting branches of plants and removing unwanted growth. So the last one, the next one, we have the axe. It is used for cutting bigger sized posts. So the axe, it is used for cutting larger posts, likely for fencing or structural elements in the farm. Knife, it is for cutting planting materials and for performing other operation in horticulture. So it is a general purpose knife used for cutting planting materials, example stems, cuttings and various tasks in horticulture gardening. Then the next, it is the sprinkler. It is for watering seedlings and young plants. So it is an equipment for watering seedlings and young plants. And then the next one, we have the water wells. It is for hauling water, manure, and fertilizer. So it is a buckets or containers used for transporting water, manure, and fertilizer. Then the next, we have the sprayer. It is for spraying insecticides, foliar fertilizer, fungicides, and herbicides. So the sprayer, it is equipment for applying insecticides and herbicides. Then the wheelbarrow, it is used for hauling frost, manures, fertilizers, planting materials, and other equipment. It is a manually operated transport tool used for hauling various materials around the farm, or like trash, manures, fertilizers, planting materials, and equipment. Then the next one, we have the sickle. It is a handheld agricultural tool. It has various curved blade typically used for cutting weeds. It is a handheld cutting tool with a curved blade specifically designed for the cutting weeds.